Alright, so while we wait for the game to install, I had an idea. So I didn't really talk about, like, my opinions on all of the games. So I figured it would be easier to just do it in a format that would make sense to most people instead of just having a long, drawn out conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a tier list of the games that we've played so far. Or not even so far, all the way up until this point. So, like, even though you'll see the 2D games on there, I'm not going to include them into the list. They're just going to be sitting in the lobby, so to speak. So, let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Get rid of that screen so I can swap windows here. There we go. Alright. How we doing? Can we see everything? Do I need to zoom this in? Take a look. Alright, this should be okay. Okay, so you see there's a metric fuck ton of games on here. These are the games that I will inevitably play. For sure. All the ones at the bottom I am not playing. I will probably never play. And if I do, it's only because I'm just like, fuck it. Why not? I'm just going to play it. So, before we even get started, why are we getting chaos? We're getting no chaos. There is no chaos here. It's perfectly fine. There is absolutely no chaos. Everything's good. So, let me go ahead and set the mood. I don't know. What should I even pick here? Alright, whatever. Oh, okay. Let me turn that down a bit. Goddamn. Alright. Whatever. Yeeting Chow. What? Oh. Well, Oma Chow gets yeeted because it's just gonna happen. So, anyway. Let's go ahead and get started with this list. And we're gonna just try and go in order if I can remember the order in which I play these things. And I'm gonna explain the reasons as to why I think the games fit where they fit. And these are all my opinion. You can obviously disagree with me as you see fit. But, like, that's your problem, not mine. So, first of all, Sonic Adventure. The game that kind of more or less pushed all of this in motion. Sonic Boom is best. Calling it now. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Sonic Adventure, I've played it on multiple occasions. So I played the DX version, which came out on the GameCube way back in the day, and the original version on Dreamcast. So, like, for me personally, like, to set the basis for where we kind of, like, start, you know what I mean? Like, how they were envisioning all this stuff. Because, mind you, the first 3D, quote-unquote, Sonic game was Sonic 3D Blast. And that wasn't it. Like, that game, it wasn't it. But Sonic Adventure did set a lot of stuff up with the open world format that we're, ironically enough, going all the way back to now, from what I'm gonna gather. And, I'm gonna put it in fun. Like, it's not why I love Sonic games, but it's damn close. Like, it's definitely a game that I will go back to and play and have fond memories, but to beat the entirety of the game, you need to beat, like, you need to beat everybody's individual stories, and everybody has different play styles, which is fine, it's good, but, like, it's, to me, it's a bit fucking monotonous, but each of the stories do get shorter. You know what I mean? And then the final boss in that game is so fucking easy. Like, you play through all of that through, like, 6 different characters, which is Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, uh, Gamma, Big, and Amy. And then the final boss, which is Chaos, like Ultimate Chaos or Perfect Chaos, it's like stupid easy in the original. And I'm just like, all that hype for nothing. Like, it kind of sucks, but like the only reason why it even ranks any higher instead of it being okay is because the music, the way it started off, it was perfect, like damn near perfect. Like playing through it to me, like for one full playthrough, is it's a slog. So that's how I feel about Sonic Adventure. Like it's an A game. It's an A game. This should be obvious. Don't lie, it's because Big the Cat had the best levels. He did not have the best levels. His last level was actually pretty rough too. Like, you had to have upgrades. Like Sonic, but let me not get too carried away. But definitely, Big the Cat had, and that's the thing. His levels weren't even that bad. Like, I actually was more concerned about it, but his levels were so easy. If you got the upgraded belts, then it was fine. But let's move on to Sonic Adventure 2. Obviously, this is an S tier game. I fucking love Sonic Adventure 2. Like, hands down, a soundtrack that I will always listen to. I will always go back and play this game. 110% will always come back and play this game. No matter when, where, or whatever. I don't give a fuck if I'm like 90. I am still going to play the shit out of that game. I love it. Like, the story's good. They introduced Shadow. They kept on with, like, how, did I say how good the music was? Rouge the Bat was introduced. You actually got to play as Eggman, which was super fucking cool. The levels were amazing. And, I mean, hell, like, Chao Garden was at its fucking best. Like, do I need to say more? Like, this game is why I love Sonic games and why I will always love Sonic games. Like, this was perfect. 100% perfect. And, like, it has this glitchiness every once in a while, and some of the levels have some ridiculously unfair designs, but if you know how to play the game, it's not a problem. But yeah, I fucking love Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Heroes. Now, I don't know where I want to put this, because on one hand, I really, really, really love Sonic Heroes. Like, every time I think about the game, I just smile really big. But on the other hand, the only other game I can compare Sonic Heroes to, as far as the format and how it goes, is like Sonic Boom. We haven't had another game that played like Sonic Heroes, and I kind of wish we had another one like this, but we just never wind up getting it. Sonic Heroes is fun as hell. The different play styles for each of the teams were good, except for fucking Team Chaotix. I hated playing as Team Chaotix. It was a goddamn nightmare. The final boss felt a little ridiculous, but I mean, I can't really complain, because at the very least we had a difficult final boss. The first two Sonic Adventure games did not have a really challenging final boss at all, but Sonic Heroes had a really decent final boss. And then the Emerald levels were, as one person would say, vomit-inducing. So I don't blame a lot of people for not, like, trying to go all the way through with that, because some of those shits was unfair. But you could just play as Team Rose, right, and then just get the Chaos Emeralds that way, because they introduced that where it was mandatory to, like, get the full ending of the game. So, I mean, shit, with other games, it's just play all the characters. The other one was just play both sets of stories. And now this one was get all the Chaos Emeralds between all four sets, and then do that. But you can essentially just do it with one team, which is Team Rose, which is Baby Mode. Baby Mode was fun. I'm gonna put it in fun. Like, I almost want to put it in the S tier category. Actually, I don't know. I think I'll put it there. It is an S tier game. Like, despite the things that I've said about it, I gotta criticize this game too. but like god damn were the levels fun. Levels were great, soundtrack was great, the interactions between the characters were fucking great. And you know, look at all them Eggman's robots. I didn't mind it whatsoever. Like, it's not a bad game. It's definitely up there with why I love Sonic games, like in general. Next is Shadow the Hedgehog. So, I've only played this game once all the way through, way back in the day, and I had it on the PS2. And, playing it, in the sense now, like, as an adult, where I was just like, oh my fucking god, like, and that's the thing, they didn't bury the lead on, like, how you were supposed to do this, like, or, like, how, they left you with no illusions as to how you were gonna complete the entirety of the game. They didn't tell you specifically, but once you pick you start the game, they show you the map, and then once you get to the end of the, you know, your course or whatever, like your whole playthrough, you see that there are multiple different stuff and different endings and in different, you know, factions and stuff like that. I love that, and it's perfect for Shadow the Hedgehog, because let's face it, his nature at that point in time was, you know, ambiguous, you know, so he could decide however he wanted. However, it did not matter in the end once you finished every single ending, because no matter what ending you had, you still wind up just doing the Shadow the Hedgehog thing, and just like, well, I don't, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I'm gonna save everybody anyway, and I'm gonna destroy Black Doom. And it's just like, what if you just wanted to side with Black Doom? But they didn't give you any choices, so like the illusion of choice was still very much there, because inevitably you were just gonna finish all the playthroughs anyway to see how that went. But the fact that I had to play that game, what, 10, 12 times just to get to that point, to damn near repeat some of the levels over and over and over again. I cannot tell you how sick of the first level I was. I think like by mission, or by like playthrough 4, I was sick of playing the first level. Like, I kind of wish you could just choose where to start and then just make your choice there. Like, that would have infinitely made the game a lot better. But like, with that said, and the longevity of things, like, if you're just playing it all the way through just once and then just calling it a day, the game is 100% S tier. It is not busted, fucked up, or anything like that. Like, after playing Sonic Heroes, where I was worried about falling off of shit by going too damn fast, and then going from Shadow the Hedgehog, where Shadow just felt heavier, it was good. Like, the boss fights were amazing. Some of them were OP, or using Shadow against some of them were OP. We got to see Maria again. It was good. Like, there was some banging tracks on there. Not a lot. Like, a lot of them were just kind of like butt rock, but it's fine. But this game, it fits in the okay category. It's okay. It's not like the greatest, but after a while, like, if you're going for to finish the game, get the, you know, the best ending, it's okay. But if you're just playing it all the way through, then that goes up to like fun for sure. Oh boy, the next one, Sonic 06. Now, this comes with an asterisk here. Depending on the version that you played, because I had no choice but to get the PlayStation 3 version. The Xbox 360 version was my first foray into this, so my memories of what I was going into this game when I was going ahead and streaming it were very different from when I streamed. So let me be real about this. From my experience, hold on, let me go grab my food. Give me 1 second. So from my experience playing it on the PlayStation 3 version, the slowdown, the random fucked up slowdown literally made some moments in that game that I actually enjoyed fucking unbearable to deal with. And I don't know why. Like, I have a recently, like, nice model PlayStation 3, like the slim white model PlayStation 3. And, I don't know why the slowdown was such a problem. It just started chugging, and then in random spots it'll just, everything will explode, or if there's too many enemies on the screen, it would just die. Which is ridiculous because I believe the PlayStation 3 was the superior console. But when I was trying to get the game, when I thought I had it in my collection on the Xbox 360, it wasn't there. So I went and tried to go buy an Xbox 360 version, and that shit was like $60, $70. For what? Why was that $70 fucking dollars? And then the PlayStation 3 version was only like 15. So I was very confused by that, and I honestly don't have an answer as to why that maybe it is just the better version of the game, but because I don't remember the slowdown. I do remember all the glitches and all that shit were getting yeeted to the goddamn the moon and everything like that. Like, had the game actually got more development time and actually had more time to cook, the game would have been better, like so much better. But I have very fond memories of this busted ass game. Okay, like I still do, even from restreaming it and going back through. Like, and ironically enough, chat, you helped with those interactions, especially with, you know, the Daddy Shadow thing, the random questionable item that he and Silver went to the past to go get, and stuff like that. Like, the game wind up being more fun than it should have been. And here's the dumb thing. I can't put it in okay, and it's not controller breaking. So it's fun. And especially if the game works right, it's fun. But the final boss section's a fucking nightmare. Yeah, like the final boss section is a nightmare. Like, that whole last story thing is a clusterfuck. But, I mean, you get to play as everybody and playing and all characters were not built equally. But, I don't know. All in all, I think the game was fun. I still love the game, despite all of its faults. And we're never going to get a fixed version of this game. Not even close. So, moving on to the next game. I have never played Sonic Unleashed until this year. And, I was actually worried that this game was going to be fucking garbage. And oh my fucking god, it caught me off guard with how good it was. The Werehog sections were actually kind of my favorite parts of it. They went on for a lot longer, like, per level. They were actually the longest part of the playthrough was the Werehog stuff. The grind to get to the true ending of the game was fucking terrible as hell. But it was a really original idea for this series at the time. Granted, it felt very God of War-esque when you started, you know, doing the Werehog shenanigans. But, like, shit, you can upgrade your character. It had little small RPG mechanics. The music was definitely a banger, especially a lot of the jazzy cuts. Like, oh my god, dude. This game definitely left an impression on me, and I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. So, like, this caught me off guard. That is S tier. Like, Sonic Unleashed is so fucking good. Oh shit, we got a banger on right now. Speaking of which, what did we play after that? Oh right, Sonic Colors, because we took a break in between. So, again, never played Sonic Colors at all, and I actually wound up playing the Ultimate Edition like many years afterwards. This was initially released on the Wii. I was gonna buy it for the Wii, and it was like literally when I was about to go ahead and purchase it, they announced that Sonic Colors Ultimate was gonna come out, and I was just like, oh shit, I can just get it for a modern console. Cool, fucking bet. Sonic Colors, if you're playing it all the way through, is really short. There is no chaos. Oh yeah, and I didn't even say that about Sonic Unleashed. Like, Sonic Unleashed had no Chaos Emerald involvement, if I remember correctly. Like, I don't remember having to do any of that shit. But again, Sonic Unleashed is like S tier, like story, all of it. And Chip. Let's not forget about Chip. But Sonic Colors, the introduction of the Wisp, which is apparently they're just gonna stick around forever. Which is fine. They're a really good thing. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, duh. I also forgot. One more thing for Sonic Unleashed. Egg Dragoon. That's it. That's all I need to say is fucking Egg Dragoon. Like, best Eggman boss design ever. Fucking ever. I have not seen... He has not had anything else that I've actually liked. Everything else seemed kind of basic. Or a callback to, like, a previous boss in the classic Sonic series. Egg Dragoon is God tier. But Sonic Colors. I loved everything about this game. The different ways that you get the Wisp. The game was really short. And to be honest, it didn't incentivize me to get the Chaos Emeralds. They were not required to beat the game. By any means. They're not. You don't need them. It's just if you want to play a Super Sonic in a stage, then you can. When you get 50 rings. But why would I want to do that first and foremost? But yeah, like, what was the... There was one Wisp. Hold on, let me put that down there. I'm not going to throw it in that pile. There was a Wisp that I really liked, and I was literally not fucking crying when I saw it. When I saw it have its ability. What was it? Hold on. Like, I cannot remember what it is. Computer? Okay. I don't know what happened there. I have to find... Bro. Is this the one? No, that's not it. I'm trying to find the name of the Wisp that I liked. Like, there was one, and it hasn't been in any other game since, and I'm kind of annoyed by it. Was it called Feral? Ghostly? Which one was it? It was purple. It has a name. Like, it drives me insane. It has a fucking name. But anyway, like, it's basically, it's only called the Purple Wisp now. It had a name, but it was super good. And it would just go through and just be like a giant Pac-Man mouth thing. As soon as it came up and then the music that played for it, I was like, oh shit, all these machines, everything is dying on the screen. Again, like, they knew they had they struck gold with the Wisp. They knew that this game was good. That's why this got brought back to modern day. Like, this is another reason why, again, why I love Sonic games. Never played it before. Got right into it. Enjoyed every facet of it. And oh yeah, Orbot and Cubot, fucking top tier as hell. Like, Jesus. They are so good. Like, the sassiness, all that shit. And Eggman actually, like, built his full-on theme park. He was snatching planets, but he had the whole thing was theme park related instead of the random, like, carnival zone type thing. It was fucking weird. But it is what it is. Sonic Generations. Do I really even need to say why that's going up there? That was literally the homage to 20 years of Sonic the Hedgehog, so classic and modern, and all the games in between up to that point that we already put up there. All these games were included for that. So like even Sonic 06, like it had really good levels, great picks of bosses. The Shadow encounter was really good. Like it was one big celebration for Sonic. Really short game. It wasn't supposed to be complicated. It wasn't supposed to be long. It was really, really good. And the fact that we've kept the retro Sonic coming back these days, I love it. I mean, I think he's now referred to as Mania Sonic, but still, like, come on. So fucking good. What's next? Oh. Right. Sonic and the Black Knight. So I've never played this. I bought it just when I was planning on doing all this to get this ready for this game, or just to march towards this. I don't even march, run. Sonic and the Black Knight is the shortest Sonic game that I've played, like, in this era of Sonic games. This is the fucking shortest. Like, Sonic Colors would have been even shorter, I think, had I not, like, died in a couple of spots. But Jesus Christ, this game was a lot shorter than I thought it was. But the final fucking boss makes me want to break my goddamn controller. However, I have to chalk that up to human error, too. I was a dumbass. I don't really remember any music from there except for the final boss, which was aggravating as hell. Oh god, I don't want to hear this theme. No. Next. That's fine. This game's okay. It really is just okay. It's not a bad game. Surprisingly, it wasn't bad. I was actually expecting it to be really bad. I actually had a lot of fun figuring it out. However, the difference with this game is that I was expecting to do a lot more movement with the Wii controller. I'm sorry. What did I even call that? I don't know what they call it, but the Wii controller. The Wii remote. There we go. And there was no movement like that except to, like, slash. But you were controlling the Wiimote, thank you. You were slashing, like, just to slash. You had certain specific stuff that you had to do, but, like, you were controlling Sonic. You had full control of him, with the controller, or the nunchuck. Which is so fucking weird, considering the other Wii game and how that controls. So, like, this one infinitely felt so fucking good. Like, it wasn't nearly as bad. It's definitely okay. Like, but yeah, oof. Like, I just think about the final boss, and it just ruined my whole experience for that game. Because I was having fun up until I got to that point. But, like, once you get there, and if you play the missions just straight through, and I didn't do it with a guide, because there are a lot of missions that I could have went to, but I just kept going from new area to new area to new area, and I just finished the game. So, it is what it is. Sonic Forces. That game was fun. Really fun. You got to create your character and stuff like that, but the story isn't groundbreaking. Infinite was really cool, but if you want to talk about story stuff, I don't know anything more about Infinite than what the hell is going on in the game, and it actually really pisses me off that, like, the main character, yeah, and the Nightmare Fuel and all that stuff, like, your main character very rarely interacts with Infinite. Your main character, your OC, not even main character, your OC is barely interacting with anything else. Like, my OC just stares off into space and stares into people's souls, and apparently has lots of PTSD from Infinite showing up and wrecking their city. But, like, that should be the driving point for why our OC is there, and I felt like they kind of dropped that. Like, it just wind up going to, like, okay, Sonic's coming in, and you and Sonic and baby Sonic, and you guys do all this stuff. It's just like, well, why couldn't I just fight him? Like, why did Sonic have to get involved. You know what I mean with that. Like the fact that they set it up where like Sonic he's been defeated and we haven't heard or seen from him or anything like that. Like they played the whole Sonic is dead angle, which that was shocking. And considering this was the last game that they released as far as like time going forward that isn't a re-release, this game wound up being fun. But like I'm gonna be real, like I had choices and weapons that I didn't want to use at all because I tried some of them and they were kind of shit. And you know how I play, like I'd rather just run through the level, get it done, knock it out, boom, and get through shit. But the Egg Dragoon surprise in this one, phenomenal. Caught me completely off guard. The ultimate escalation of I'm gonna use a spin blade buzzsaw thing and then I'm gonna go ahead and go straight to the final boss. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, this game was fun. I almost want to put it in S tier because that like everything in there was designed really well for the most part. But like I knock it so far down because they were so focused on the story and the story fell flat. Like, if that's what you were gonna focus on, then at least make me go through making my fucking character, right? Then make my character feel a bit more important to the story. But my character did not feel important to the story whatsoever. And, the Resistance were so helpful the entire game. They did so much work. Because every time they talk about, we're going to do Operation Big Wave. Matter of fact, that whole instance right there. We're going to go in and do stuff. And then they get wrecked by Nightmare Fuel. Like, they were useless. Like, them being there was pointless. 100% pointless. I literally was just like, oh, well, I don't need them to do shit. So, there it is. Sonic Forces it was fun. It's fun. I'd definitely go back and play it again. I mean, I would have to because there's DLC for Shadow that I haven't touched yet, and we'll eventually get back to that. What did I play next? Oh yeah, right, Sonic Boom. It's just going here, right in the trash. I'm kidding. Had I not watched a bit of the Sonic Boom animated show, I probably would have hated this for somewhat. Like, I don't, it's not like I don't have a sense of humor. But like, I was not expecting this game to play the way that it did at all. They even start you off like it is a normal Sonic game. And then it turns out to be a whole like Ratchet and Clank Spyro type situation. Where it's not necessarily a collectathon, but like, upgrading points were way too high. You needed crowns to upgrade more shit. And in hindsight, you didn't need to upgrade anything. It actually felt like a whole waste of time. And then, get this, if I wanted to increase my ring count, instead of it having at 100, if I wanted to go higher, you had to use the 3DS to connect to the Wii U. And then I believe have another Sonic Boom game from there, which I think was Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, just to have that connected to it. Why? Why would you do that? The game was okay. Like, the game did make me laugh, it didn't make me chuckle, but like, much like where these games kind of fall, it's just, there's certain things where I'm just scratching my head. It was just like, well, why? Why make those decisions? The characters themselves are fine. Like, I accept them, now, but like back then, oh hell no. Hell no. I'm a bit more open to like the world of Sonic because I felt like we weren't getting any more Sonic related stuff. Sonic and the Secret Rings. I am 100% not bullshitting. It is, fuck this game. God, it has really good tracks. It has really good music. Once you start getting abilities and you're starting able to move a bit, it feels good. But like, you had to control it with just the Wii remote, and Sonic had forward momentum at all times, but he would start running slow, and then he'll start picking up speed. If you get hit, you start running slow, and like the most of the game I was battling the controls, and how the hell am I gonna play a game for 7 hours and still not fucking get it? Like, that's not on me. That is terrible design, like with the controls. Like if they would have given me an option to play it with the nunchuck and you know, like control Sonic in a different way or push buttons, I would have fucking loved to do that. But like the fact that Sonic always has forward momentum, and I was literally shaking the goddamn Wiimote so fucking hard that I actually almost broke the Wii Motion Plus thing that was attached to my Wiimote. No, like this game was a complete goddamn disaster. There's a few positive points, but like, damn, I'm kind of glad they stopped with the series, because I mean, I'm sort of. I want to know how many more storybook series they would have went through. But damn, man, like they could have done more with Sonic and the secret rings, and the fact that you had to get all 7 secret rings, and if you didn't follow specific mission stuff, you would have been taking even longer to finish the game. Fuck that. No way. And the last of the Sonic games that we played, which will now bring us to present, Sonic Lost World. This shit straight up played like, wait, is this 3DS version? I don't want that one. Give me that. This one. This shit straight up played like Mario Galaxy. And I've never played Mario Galaxy. I do actually own it on the Switch with the 3D collection. I've never played it. But if that's what I'm looking forward to, then, I mean, it's not bad. Tails has been the best he has ever been personality-wise in this fucking game. He's literally goated. Like, he gonna sit there and fake being dead, or not dead, transformed, put a gun to Sonic's face, and then just be like, nah, gotcha. Like, bro. And Eggman's betrayal, like them teaming up and stuff like that, that was super cool. I did like the Zeddy. They all had their own individual personalities. Emo Zeddy was fucking that was based. Like, I was just like, oh my god. The random Ganondorf thing threw me off. But it was like, the music was good. Just one song from a meme that I didn't know where it came from, or like several gaming memes. It was in there, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, I've heard this song so many times before. I didn't know it came from this game. But 100% ingenuity, change, good music, like, and then on top of that, the throwbacks to Sonic 1, 2, and 3 enemies and enemy designs. I loved it. Like, all of these games kind of represent, like, at least to me, where I put them, of what you're supposed, what I expect from a Sonic game, like a good Sonic game, especially now that I've actually played through most of these, and most of them I played through the first time. I would say at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on this list I've played. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 6 games on this list I have actually played before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these I have never played before. But this is my list. This is how I feel about it. But like, definitely the ones in the S tier is why I will continuously try to play Sonic games. If things like that happen, where things are brand new, exciting, they actually fucking work. The soundtrack is amazing. The characters are good. Whether or not we have character development or not, it's completely irrelevant. But like, it's fine. Like, these are really good games. And then like the games that I put into fun, where they were like a staple for where things could go, but it just wasn't quite there, whether it be from glitches, shit story, or really elongated processes and terrible build-up, to where I get to the okay games, where they are just, there are too many problems that I can't ignore, and where it just kind of makes me just playing the game like, what, why? And obviously the yeeting of Omochao, I never want to fucking play these games again. Like, I don't ever want to play Sonic and the Secret Rings ever again. Like, you couldn't pay me enough. And, oh yeah, let me go ahead and replay this real quick before I get started. I don't know. Looks like oh, Janice, thank you for the subscription or prime sub from 14 hours ago. I didn't even know that happened. I wasn't streaming for all of yesterday, so that's cool. Appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And I have no idea where Sonic Frontiers is going to fall, because I have a feeling it's going to be a combination, I mean, based off of what I know about this game. It's going to be a combination of things that I enjoy, where there was an open world aspect, where I get to run and do whatever the fuck I want to do, but I don't want it to be like how it was with Sonic Boom. Okay? Like, I don't want that. So, anyway, we're done with the tier list. So, let's go ahead and get the game started.